I thought I moved into a peaceful neighborhood, but something was lurking next door. Today, I'm sharing a story that still haunts my dreams. This is the Genderuwo next door. It all started when the old house at the end of the block finally got a tenant. His name was Pak Danu. He was unusually tall, over 7 feet, and always wore a wide hat. He never spoke to anyone. He just moved his boxes in the middle of the night. I tried to be a good neighbor. I brought him some food on his first morning. I knocked, but there was no answer, just a strange, heavy breathing from inside. Suddenly, the door creaked open just an inch. I saw a single dark eye staring back. "Leave it there," a voice growled. It didn't sound human. It sounded like grinding stones. I left the plate and hurried back to my house, feeling a cold shiver down my spine. That night, the smell started. It was like burnt hair mixed with rotting meat. I looked out my window and saw Pak Danu sitting in his backyard, perfectly still. But he wasn't sitting like a man. He was crouched like a massive predator. The next day, I found massive footprints in the mud near the fence line. They weren't shoe prints. They were bare feet with long, sharp claw marks at the tips. I asked the local village elder about Pak Danu. He turned pale immediately. "Don't look him in the eye," he warned, "and never go outside after sunset." He told me about the Genderuwo, a spirit of the woods that takes human form to hide. They are known for their immense strength and their appetite for human fear. I didn't want to believe it. This was the modern world, not a folklore book. But the noises at night became impossible to ignore. Thumping sounds against my wall. It sounded like a giant was pacing back and forth in the room right next to mine. One night, I heard a low, rumbling growl that made my floorboards vibrate. I decided I had to see what was happening. I grabbed my flashlight and went to the window. The neighbor's yard was filled with a thick, unnatural mist that smelled like ozone. I saw a shadow moving near the large mango tree. It was getting taller. Then, a hand reached out from the darkness. It was covered in thick black hair. The creature stepped into a patch of moonlight. It wasn't Pak Danu anymore. Its skin was the color of charcoal, and its eyes burned like hot coals in the dark. It opened its mouth, revealing long, yellowed tusks that curved upward. I dropped my flashlight. The noise echoed in the silent night. The creature's head snapped toward my window. It knew I was there. I ducked below the sill, my heart hammering against my ribs. I heard something heavy leap over the fence. It was coming for me. Scratching sounds began at my back door. Slow, deliberate strokes against the wood. I grabbed a kitchen knife, though I knew it wouldn't do much against a monster. "Go away!" I screamed, my voice cracking with pure terror. The scratching stopped. There was a long, agonizing silence. Then a deep, guttural chuckle came from the other side of the door. "You have a very sweet scent," the voice whispered. It was Pak Danu's voice, distorted. I ran to my bedroom and locked the door, pushing my dresser against it. I stayed there all night, clutching a prayer book the elder had given me. Outside, I could hear the beast circling the house, sniffing the vents. When the first rays of sun hit the horizon, the heavy presence finally vanished. I waited another hour before I dared to open my bedroom door. My kitchen was a mess. The back door was covered in deep, jagged claw marks. I looked out at the neighbor's house. It was quiet. Too quiet. I called the police, but when they arrived, Pak Danu was nowhere to be found. I moved out the very next day. I didn't even care about my security deposit. I live in a high-rise apartment now. far away from the ground and the trees. But sometimes, when it's very quiet, I think I hear that same heavy breathing. I look at my new neighbors and I wonder, who are they really?
Because horror doesn't always live in the woods. Sometimes it lives right next door.
Be careful who you welcome into your neighborhood. You never know their true form. Legends like the Genderuwo are more than just stories. They are warnings. Sleep with your lights on tonight and watch the shadows. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. Tell us your horror stories in the comments.